I'm Elizabeth Cook, and this is The Minute. The atmospheric river that hit the state is now blamed for at least 3 deaths. Authorities say they were killed by trees that toppled over in Boulder Creek and Sacramento. Tens of thousands of PG&E customers across the Bay Area are still without power. And the state is sending 120 CHP officers to Oakland. Their mission is to help tackle the rise in carjackings, retail theft, and other crimes in the area. The governor's office says this represents a 9-fold increase in the number of state police patrolling that region. San Francisco has extended its ban on street vending on Mission Street. The temporary ban will last for 6 more months. The city issued the moratorium in late November after public works officials said they faced threats when trying to crack down on illegal vending. The Bay Area's only primetime newscast at 8 and 9 p.m. on the all-new Pix Plus 44 Cable 12.
Home of Super Bowl 58 between the 49ers and the Chiefs. This is KPIX CBS News Bay Area.
We're getting a dry break for us heading into this afternoon. Still, we could see some pop-up storms at times off into the East Bay, but it's a lot more clear compared to yesterday. Now, as we head into our forecast tomorrow, the rain returns as a new area of low pressure builds its way in. And no, this is not an atmospheric river event, but yes, it will produce some pretty heavy showers at times, leaving us with a cool and damp day into tomorrow afternoon. Now, today we're just seeing partly cloudy skies. That light drizzle mostly isolates itself off into the East Bay. Here's what we're waking up to tomorrow. That band sweeps throughout the bay just by lunchtime. Now we're talking about a 1/4 inch of rain down into the Santa Clara Valley and a very similar trend up into the North Bay too. Here we go into the evening hours tomorrow night on Futurecast, showing more lingering showers, rotating that area of low pressure down to the south, and then we clear up for our Thursday, Friday, and Saturday forecast. You know why that's important? Because we're going to be seeing sunshine here in the Bay Area just in time for the 49ers to win the Super Bowl. But over in Las Vegas, they're going to be seeing sunshine too. And from Vegas back to California and back over into Nevada, we're all going to be seeing wetter than normal conditions, especially in Southern California and stretching up into the Bay Area heading into the next 8 to 14 days. So we're not done with the rain just yet. Enjoy the day that we have today. Help out your neighbor if possible, when of course we're still dealing with all the recovery from this week's atmospheric river and last week's as well. We had 2 back-to-back systems really give us major impacts here in the Bay Area. Heading into today is a great day to kind of reassess your local area and, like I said, help out how you can. Now, here's what we're looking at as we head into the next 7 days. Sunshine in the forecast for us as we head into this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, we're expecting 60s in the forecast, so a little bit warmer and a little bit sunnier too. But tomorrow, we have to get through that area of low pressure, dipping our temperatures down first. We're expecting low 50s in the forecast, and of course, those rainy skies widespread throughout the Bay, not only in our inland forecast, but along the Bay too. We'll see partly cloudy skies along the Bay Area heading into this weekend, so a little bit different compared to our inland look, where they're going to be seeing a lot more sunshine. But we'll keep you updated on that forecast, and especially with those long-range models too.
Well, PG&E is still working to restore power to everyone across the Bay Area today, 2 days after that powerful storm blew through the region. Wind gusts reached up to 90 miles per hour. It even caused some outages to last for more than 24 hours. PG&E says the power could be out until tomorrow in some areas.
We've got a generator, so we can't really complain because we can charge our phones, we can keep our food cold. But power is supposed to be out until Wednesday. Met our neighbors in the street and they were talking about all the food that was going to go bad, and so we let them into the garage where we happen to have a spare fridge, and hopefully they're loading up their stuff today, and it'll be good for them.
And those power outages caused a headache for folks and businesses throughout Contra Costa County. As our John Ramos reports, they had to spend a day in the dark.
The winds that whipped through the East Bay didn't just move trees, it also sent a lot of people back to their pioneer roots.
As the evening progressed, you know, you get the candles out and the flashlights. Cooking on a gas stove, you got to light it with a lighter. We did all of that stuff, and I thought it'd be on this morning, but it's not on yet, so.
In the town of Alamo, they had electricity on one side of the street while the other was still dark, 18 hours after the power died. That made the Chevron station a popular place as people filled up their generators.
If it's not wildfires, it's something else. You know, now we have a lot of rainstorms, and I don't know, they're talking about a tornado, what's going to be happening in Los Angeles. It's really bad, so I think we need to be prepared. So it's probably going to be a run on generator cells, I would think.
PG&E was scrambling to keep up with all the downed lines, and once again in Walnut Creek, whether you had power seemed like a matter of chance. The Elite Nail Spa was up and running, but other businesses just 40 feet away in the same complex were dark and empty.
We're happy, we're lucky. We don't have a power work today. Thank you.
My neighbors across the street, they don't have it, we do, and sometimes they have it and we don't. So you just never know. I don't get it, but that's PG&E, right?
In Pleasant Hill, a large eucalyptus tree snapped in half, bringing the lines down to the ground and shutting down an entire shopping center. Oak Park Cleaners wasn't doing any cleaning, but owner Robin Bach stayed open to allow pickups of clothing. But because her conveyor line wasn't working, it was an adventure locating anything.
I just go by the last name and alphabetically, and I go inside and, I can pick the clothes. I still can do that. So, I'm the lucky one.
Lucky or not, she's fed up with having to go days on end without power. She lost 3 days of business last year.
It's chaos. It's chaos. Most of all, we are losing a lot of money.
Back in Alamo, the guys at the Pete's Coffee think tank were reevaluating California's headlong rush to go all electric.
You got to have some sort of a backup system. So having 100% electricity with PG&E, the way they run things, is a stupid thing to do.
Always have a plan B. That's what I say. You don't want to put it. You don't want to put on. What's the other saying? Don't want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Especially if those eggs have gone bad because the refrigerator isn't working.
And crews are cleaning up the damage from a close call in San Jose when a tree came crashing down on a house and caused a gas leak.
I felt this big shake and noise and crashing sound. And about 10 minutes later, my neighbors were pounding on my door saying, get up, get up, get up, there's a gas leak, we gotta get out of here. And I'm like, oh my God, what? Thank God everybody was fine. So a couple lives here and a dog, and the tree missed the bedrooms.
Now, luckily, authorities say no one was hurt. We'll keep an eye on the cleanup across the Bay Area, and you can stay with us on air and on our CBS News Bay Area stream, and of course on our website, kpix.com. We are your home for Super Bowl 58, and we are just 5 days away from the showdown between the Niners and the Chiefs in Las Vegas. Vegas will be jumping with all excitement for all the week ahead of the big game, and we have a team of reporters in Vegas covering the Niners and the faithful. Gianna Franco and Nicole Zalumas joined us from the Strip outside the Bellagio.
The faithful showing out for opening night of Super Bowl week at Allegiant Stadium. Last night, Nicole, it was the players and coaches from the 49ers. They met with thousands of media members from around the world.
Yeah, and Matt Lively was the lucky one that got to go inside Allegiant Stadium to catch all the excitement.
It might be opening night here at Super Bowl 58, but football is certainly not the focus. Instead, it's definitely about the characters that are in attendance and some of the bizarre questions that are being asked.
My top 3 Spider-Man? Oh, wow.
That was as serious as it got at Allegiant Stadium on Monday, with questions ranging from superheroes to which cartoon you'd get tattooed to your body.
I was thinking about Stitch from Lilo and Stitch too, because he's kind of a psychopath. I feel like I am too.
We weren't getting a lot of insights about the actual game itself, but I was happy to get the inside scoop from Chiefs head coach Andy Reid. Sort of.
What's your game plan to stopping the Niners?
Well, the Niners are a fierce team, and we got one of the best players to ever play the game in Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. Our game plan is to just get those two guys hyped up, remind them that everyone's watching, their girlfriends are watching. Taylor is somewhere in that place, so just got to play well for her,
Oh, and speaking of Taylor Swift, Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce fielded a question or 1,000 about his girlfriend and their relationship.
I'm thinking about Super Bowl Sunday. I'm not thinking about Valentine's Day.
It wouldn't be a Super Bowl in Vegas without performers.
Do you have a prediction on Sunday? Do you think Brock Purdy should get all the hate that he does?
93.
The Blue Man Group wasn't very talkative, but Talanoa Hufanga was. The Niners safety, who's healing from a torn ACL, looked like a pro asking questions.
Who's the best person on the 49ers to interview?
Best person on the 49ers to interview would have to be Kittle, because he gives you some pretty good answers.
If you had a news anchor sign off, that's the way the cookie crumbles. You stay classy, San Francisco. What's your sign off?
Huff in the cut. Big T's in the building. Y'all know the deal.
It isn't just Chiefs and 49er diehards in Vegas either. Some very troubled fans made the trip.
You're decked out in cowboy stuff.
Yes, absolutely.
Is this painful for you to be here?
Yes, it is. My boys didn't make it, but at least I made it.
As the week continues, no doppelgangers and no Blue Man Group. Covering Super Bowl 58, I'm Matt Lively.
And again, we are your home for Super Bowl 58. You can catch the game this Sunday on KPIX and streaming on Paramount+. Still ahead on CBS News Bay Area, we continue our countdown to kickoff. We have a look at the food and drinks that you can enjoy at Allegiant Stadium. And it's much more than just hot dogs and burgers. Plus, faithful to the Bay from thousands of miles away, we introduce you to an international superfan who's become a social media sensation. And some Niner fans will be coming home from Sin City with something a lot more permanent than just a jersey, the risky bet for a Vegas tattoo shop owner.
Super Bowl 58. Fate can no longer wait. See, this is a predictory of our collective victory, reclaiming San Francisco's golden history. See, perseverance, it built the Bay, and it's the faithful who lead the way. Because if our bridges are golden, then our hearts are too. A team fighting for you, a city lighting for you. See, we're not just playing for survival. This is an SF revival.
Heading into this afternoon, we have partly cloudy skies throughout the Bay, a light chance of showers off into the East Bay, where daytime highs today are topping off in the upper 50s. A similar trend down in the Santa Clara Valley. We might even see just a little bit of drizzle up in areas like Napa, sitting in the upper 50s this afternoon too. And heading into our forecast tomorrow, that's when more rain showers are expected to really impact us widespread throughout the Bay. Today, we're seeing about 1/100 of an inch of rain all throughout the East Bay. It gets more impressive into the early morning hours tomorrow as we see showers build in from the north, moderate pockets of rain at times, producing about 1/4 of an inch on average throughout the Bay. Just by lunchtime, we're going to see leftover scattered showers tomorrow evening, and then we clear up just in time for the weekend.
The Super Bowl is the biggest stage for football. We all know that. But for some of you, it's all about the spread. Gianna Franco has a preview of some of the food and drinks featured at the Super Bowl. She continues our coverage from Vegas with Nicole Zalumis.
Thousands of fans packed the stadium on Monday night, hoping for a glimpse at their favorite team during the NFL's opening night extravaganza. While players fielded questions from the media, fans got to pose for pictures with the coveted Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah, and with the Super Bowl being at a neutral site, it's supposed to be an even playing field, except when it comes to practice.
What are we talking about? Practice? We're talking about practice, man.
We are talking about practice. The team was reportedly unhappy with the field at UNLV, where they're scheduled to practice all week long. But at media night, Kyle Shanahan said the team will practice as scheduled there, which is good because Commissioner Roger Goodell and the league believed the field was A-OK and perfectly fine.
We've had 23 experts out there. We've had the union out there. All of them think that's a very playable surface. It's softer than what they have practiced on, but that happens. It's well within all of our testing standards. It is something that we think all our experts, as well as neutral field inspectors, have all said unanimously that it's a playable field.
Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. And we know the Super Bowl is all about football, or I don't know, Nicole, is it? Is it about the food? Maybe, right? And some of you are probably planning your Super Bowl dishes for Sunday's game. Well, at Allegiant, they've been planning their Super Bowl dishes for weeks. Crews are busy getting Allegiant ready for Super Bowl Sunday. And as they prep the stadium, they're also prepping the food, serving up some fun stuff for game day. And it's not just hot dogs, burgers, and fries these days. Stadiums like Allegiant are stepping up their food game in a big way, serving up some pretty impressive culinary dishes.
Hey, if you like it spicy, look at this. A little lobster mac and cheese, and then you get your own little bottle of Tabasco to boot.
From lobster to Wagyu beef to creative cocktails, chefs and mixologists, they've been curating the perfect menu for weeks for football fans to enjoy on Super Bowl Sunday. And my crew and I, well, we couldn't get enough of it.
How are we feeling about it, Adam?
Really good.
Are you just really hungry, or is it really that good?
Both.
And there are no shortage of choices, something for everyone. And when I mean everyone, they had vegetarian dishes, you know, lettuce wraps, desserts, anything you could possibly think of, they were serving up at Super Bowl.
What was our producer Adam eating there?
He was eating, I believe, a bacon-wrapped hot dog with a bunch of stuff on top, like vegetables and a really soft bun. I mean, are you hungry? Well, maybe if you're hungry, you're thirsty too. Actually, Nicole met a bartender who has roots in San Francisco, but now is calling Las Vegas home. Tony Abu-Ghanem has been serving up some fancy sips for years, not just here in Las Vegas, but also in San Francisco.
I spent most of my formative years in San Francisco, so...
Really? So
yes,
you're a Niner fan?
I am a Niner fan, yeah. Back to the Steve Young days, I was there.
A 49er faithful who learned how to shake and stir from his family.
I grew up in a bar family, so it was my cousin Helen David opened a bar in 1937 in Port Huron, Michigan. So she taught me to be a bartender. And yeah, I've been doing it now 43 years and having a heck of a good time.
Now he serves as the silver and black mixologist at Allegiant Stadium and has curated something special for Super Bowl.
So this is called Snake Venom. It's a blend of Bullet Rye Whiskey, Averna Amaro, and then these Tony Abu-Ghanem Chicory Pecan Bitters.
This one certainly has the wow factor.
So we took an old bourbon barrel, so the flavor of the smoke will mimic the whiskey that you have.
And don't worry, 49er fans, he's got one for you too.
I actually did a special drink for the Niners called the Cable Car. And it's a drink that I developed when I was with Harry Denton at the Starlight Room in 1996. So it'll be spiced rum, orange curacao, fresh lemon juice, and cinnamon and sugar. So that'll be my special 49er tribute drink on the Super Bowl. Yeah. You can reach in there and grab that if you'd like.
I highly recommend. It's really good.
No, it won't burn you.
I'm like, is it hot? Okay.
No.
So clearly you made this for me because I'm CBS San Francisco. Right?
Oh, beautiful.
Since you're...
Go Niners.
Cheers indeed. KPIX is your home for all things Super Bowl 58. We have multiple reporters on the ground in Las Vegas, including our morning team, of course, Julia Goodrich, and our sports team, Vern Glenn and Matt Lively. Live reports continue this evening at 5 p.m. Still ahead, they never expected it to become so popular so fast. How the Black Joy Parade quickly grew into one of Oakland's most beloved celebrations. And a reminder, you can stream CBS News Bay Area wherever, whenever. Catch all of our live newscasts plus news and weather updates throughout the day. Find us on the free CBS News app or on Pluto TV.
When is it more than a game? When one moment can lift an entire city. Out of the darkness, bringing unbridled joy, changing the fabric of who we are. Now, a new generation takes the field with the opportunity to redefine us. And the chance to prove once again that sometimes this is more than a game.
Prediction Center is showing wetter than normal conditions in the next 8 to 14 days here in the Bay Area and widespread throughout the state of California. And this is after two back-to-back atmospheric river events that we just experienced. Now, heading into our forecast tomorrow, we already see our first taste of showers. We see more rain rolling in tomorrow into those early morning hours, lasting into the afternoon. Today alone, we can see just a little bit of drizzle, hit or miss throughout the bay, but really the rain starts to ramp up more tomorrow. We'll see about 1/4 of an inch of rainfall throughout the Bay Area as we head into those afternoon hours around lunchtime, and then it's game on with just scattered showers throughout the evening hours tomorrow night. Then it clears up as we head into the weekend, and we'll have more on that coming up.
Where do you find joy? Well, in Oakland, the city is constantly in a fight for positive change against negative stereotypes. But Ryan Yamamoto introduces us to one person who is trying to change that.
I think it's the best day of the year in Oakland. It's so fun.
Inside Alicia Greenwell's home,
The first one makes me really emotional.
there is a wall
Incredible. It was dope.
that defines the past 6 years of her life.
Like, oh, I want to have a celebration.
Each poster
And all the memories and footage and video were just so beautiful to look back on.
highlighting a moment in time each year
And then the 2022 was our 5th year as an organization.
as the founder of the Black Joy Parade.
Yeah, it's Black Joy Parade is 100% my baby.
It is a parade born from the marches and protests of Black Lives Matter and Occupy to a community fighting for social justice.
That's the only time you saw a lot of us together. It was these like fights and these like against the system and having to be on the front lines of those things like we always are. And I just wanted to have a moment where it wasn't that we were like gathered in big group just for celebration.
And it was during that first celebration in 2018 when 14,000 people showed up when Alicia knew she had given birth to something unique and special.
And I remember the very first one, so we could see all the people and we were just like crying. And we were like, who are all these people? Like, how did they find out? And that's when we realized we really struck a nerve that it wasn't just something we wanted and we needed, but so many other people were really craving.
5, 6, 7, 8, let's go. 2, 3, 4.
Calais Wood's Heat Dance Line team has performed in the parade since day one.
It's hands down my favorite event in Oakland.
4, go, 5.
Her group celebrating and teaching the dance lines of the historically black colleges and universities, attracting a number of young black teen girls.
Get low.
It is like the style, it is the pizzazz, and then it's part of our culture, right?
The Black Joy Parade giving them a perfect platform. Calais applauding Alicia's creation.
It really inspired me and allowed me to say, oh, like we can dream bigger for Oakland. And we are kind of the aunties and uncles now who are bringing this new wave of kids up. And what do we want to show them?
It's grown like a baby. I nurture it like a baby. I get so emotional and defensive about it like a baby.
A parade she gave birth to.
Keep telling her, I'm like, you're coming the day after.
And a world she now imagines for her own daughter.
I'm due the week before Black Joy Parade this year, so I might have 2 babies at the same time. I'm transitioning this room from my sanctuary to my child's sanctuary, and it felt like the right place. I also love the idea of my child looking up and seeing all these beautiful, positive posters. Her growing up, and I couldn't imagine getting to grow up and Black Joy Parade existed. It definitely didn't exist when I was a kid.
Existing not just for her daughter and the city of Oakland.
That we deserve nice things as a black community.
Making joy a part of everyday life for everyone.
The 7th annual Black Joy Parade happens on Sunday, February 25th. It is considered the largest parade of its kind on the West Coast. Well, coming up in our next half hour on CBS News Bay Area, placing friendly bets for the Super Bowl, we continue our coverage from Vegas with someone who has been in very high demand. And we catch up with a young family of 49ers faithful and hear from a tiny cheerleader who's just learning to talk but can already say their favorite player's name.
These are your neighborhoods. This is your world. CBS News Bay Area.
Still ahead on KPI.
With Juliette Goodrich. And the CBS Evening News with Nora O'Donnell. Taking you to the day's top stories. Smart, comprehensive coverage. And immersive weather like you have never seen it. Join Juliette Goodrich and Nora O'Donnell. Weeknight 6 to 7:30 on KPIX.
I'm Elizabeth Cook, and this is The Minute. The atmospheric river that swept through California is responsible for 3 deaths. The deaths are attributed to fallen trees. Some winds reached up to 90 miles per hour. Cleanup from the damage continues around the Bay Area. Tens of thousands of PG&E customers are still without power. A federal appeals court has denied immunity for former President Trump in the 2020 election interference case. The decision marks the second time judges have taken down immunity arguments from Trump. The former president is expected to appeal that decision. More layoffs here in the Bay Area. San Francisco-based DocuSign says it's trimming its workforce. The signature company plans to lay off 6% of its employees, or about 440 jobs. Most of those positions are in the company's sales and marketing organizations. The Bay Area's only primetime newscast on Pix Plus.
Home of Super Bowl 58 between the 49ers and the Chiefs. This is KPIX CBS News Bay Area.
We're getting a dry break for us heading into this afternoon. Still, we could see some pop-up storms at times off into the East Bay, but it's a lot more clear compared to yesterday. Now, as we head into our forecast tomorrow, the rain returns as a new area of low pressure builds its way in. And no, this is not an atmospheric river event, but yes, it will produce some pretty heavy showers at times, leaving us with a cool and damp day into tomorrow afternoon. Now, today we're just seeing partly cloudy skies. That light drizzle mostly isolates itself off into the East Bay. Here's what we're waking up to tomorrow. That band sweeps throughout the bay just by lunchtime. Now we're talking about a 1/4 inch of rain down into the Santa Clara Valley, and a very similar trend up into the North Bay too. Here we go into the evening hours tomorrow night on Futurecast, showing more lingering showers, rotating that area of low pressure down to the south, and then we clear up for our Thursday, Friday, and Saturday forecast. You know why that's important? Because we're going to be seeing sunshine here in the Bay Area just in time for the 49ers to win the Super Bowl. But over in Las Vegas, they're going to be seeing sunshine too. And from Vegas back to California and back over into Nevada, we're all going to be seeing wetter than normal conditions, especially in Southern California and stretching up into the Bay Area heading into the next 8 to 14 days. So we're not done with the rain just yet. Enjoy the day that we have today. Help out your neighbor if possible, when of course we're still dealing with all the recovery from this week's atmospheric river and last week's as well. We had 2 back-to-back systems really give us major impacts here in the Bay Area. Heading into today is a great day to kind of reassess your local area and, like I said, help out how you can. Now, here's what we're looking at as we head into the next 7 days. Sunshine in the forecast for us as we head into this weekend. Saturday and Sunday, we're expecting 60s in the forecast, so a little bit warmer and a little bit sunnier too. But tomorrow, we have to get through that area of low pressure, dipping our temperatures down first. We're expecting low 50s in the forecast, and of course, those rainy skies widespread throughout the bay, not only in our inland forecast, but along the bay too. We'll see partly cloudy skies along the Bay Area heading into this weekend, so a little bit different compared to our inland look, where they're going to be seeing a lot more sunshine, but we'll keep you updated on that forecast, and especially with those long range models too.
Thousands of football fans will travel this week to Las Vegas to see the 49ers take on the Kansas City Chiefs. The Strip has been transformed to host the Super Bowl. Gianna Franco and Nicole Zaluma has joined us once again from outside the Bellagio in Vegas.
Well, this is the first time Vegas has ever hosted the Super Bowl, and the city is going all out to make sure fans of all ages have a great experience.
Yeah, one of the more family-friendly activities is the Super Bowl experience at Mandalay Bay.
It opens on Wednesday. I get a chance to go out there. I'm very excited. And fans can get autographs from players and see every Super Bowl ring and the Vince Lombardi trophy. Plus, there will be plenty of games for the kids.
Now talk to me about what this is beside us.
This is going to be one of our iconic interactive games. This is our field goal kick. So we have NFL flag clinics. We have our Play 60 zone. We have amazing merchandise.
So bring the kids, and one thing to note, kids 12 and under can get into the fan experience for free. Well, there are a lot of things to do and a lot of people to meet in Las Vegas this week, and I caught up with one person that is in high demand. We also tested the limits together as we make our prediction for who will win Super Bowl 58. Meet SJ. She lives here in Vegas, and she's been performing Taylor Swift tribute shows for over a decade. It's not the only job she has, as she impersonates a lot of pop stars. To say she's busy this week is an understatement.
Well, I'm working 7 days, obviously, but yes, so even just to be here, I was at rehearsal until the very moment I left to come here. I'm going to another rehearsal after this, and when I get home, I'm going to rhinestone some costumes.
SJ was kind enough to carve out some time so we could make a high-flying prediction for Super Bowl 58. Sarah Jessica, Taylor, representing her boyfriend Travis, and me repping the Bay in my Nick Bosa jersey. The challenge was simple. Whomever finishes the zip line through Fremont Street first will be the winning team on Super Bowl Sunday. Clearly, the football gods have spoken, and come Sunday, Niner Nation, we'll pass the test with flying colors. And she was such a great coach. It's funny, you can tell that she performs for a living, because I'm up there shaking, wondering, why did I sign up for this? And she's like, we'll be fine. Everything's going to be fine. And it actually was. It's a lot of fun. So if you're coming out there, you should go check it out. We took the one that goes 2 blocks, but you can actually go up higher and go all the way down on your stomach. And I'm like, I'm good with just the small one.
And remember, we are your home for Super Bowl 58. Catch the game this Super Bowl Sunday on KPIX and streaming on Paramount+. Up next, Las Vegas may be home of the Raiders, but there's no shortage of gold blood. We'll catch up with the faithful who called Vegas home.
Super Bowl 58. Fate can no longer wait. For the Niners, not a second too late. See, this is a predictory of our collective victory, reclaiming San Francisco's golden history. Because we're not just playing for survival. This is an SF revival. See, even when it gets dark, we always find a way to a fresh start. Because every Niner touchdown is a major come-up for the city. And no, we're not just playing pretty. See, perseverance built the Bay. And it's the faithful who lead the way. Because if our bridges are golden, then our hearts are too. Timeless landmarks and a team fighting for you, a city lighting for you. See, we're not just playing for survival. This is an SF revival.
Heading into this afternoon, we have partly cloudy skies throughout the Bay, a light chance of showers off into the East Bay, where daytime highs today are topping off in the upper 50s. A similar trend down in the Santa Clara Valley. We might even see just a little bit of drizzle up in areas like Napa, sitting in the upper 50s this afternoon too. And heading into our forecast tomorrow, that's when more rain showers are expected to really impact us widespread throughout the Bay. Today, we're seeing about 1/100 of an inch of rain all throughout the East Bay. It gets more impressive into the early morning hours tomorrow as we see showers build in from the north, moderate pockets of rain at times times, producing about 1/4 of an inch on average throughout the bay just by lunchtime. We're going to see leftover scattered showers tomorrow evening, and then we clear up just in time for the weekend.
All this week, we are highlighting the best the red and gold has to offer. Another essential part of the Super Bowl, the fantastic fans, of course, and what better way for the 49er faithful to show their love than art? Our Sean Chitness is in the South Bay with a look at a couple of examples, both locally and globally.
Artist Rita Carvalho has been on a mission for months as she reaches 150 days of drawing a new illustration of the 49ers until they get to the Super Bowl.
I really love football. I love American football more than I love our football here in Portugal.
Rita has lived there all her life, where most people think the Niners play that other football. But for her boyfriend and now her, the Niners and the American version have become an obsession.
I think the organization itself is just different. I think we can feel, we as an outsider can feel like they're a family.
Her work has built a following of thousands on Instagram as she continues her campaign of a new drawing a day to get the Niners to the Super Bowl.
The dynamics of that team and the excitement in the Bay Area just really forged a fandom in me, and that's only grown stronger over the years.
For Chef Telmo Faria, back in the 80s, the Niners and the legendary players on the team at that time made him a member of the faithful. Today, as owner of Uma Casa in San Francisco, a Portuguese restaurant in the Noe Valley neighborhood, he's excited to show his pride with a partnership that highlights the work of Rita.
Tying in San Francisco and Portugal is really exciting. It feels really special.
His wife created a cocktail that celebrates his heritage with local connections, and for each drink sold, customers receive a special piece of artwork Rita made for this occasion.
I'm not just sharing my love for the Niners. I'm also sharing my culture and my country, where I came from.
The love and support Rita receives as an artist and member of the faithful can only be topped by the chance to go back to Levi's and see her team in person again.
It was a dream come true because we always, here in Portugal, we see the game through TV, and we didn't get to experience the environment and just share it with people who love it as much as we do.
And while some of us from the Bay Area are traveling to Vegas, some were already in Vegas long before the Niners punched their ticket there. Juliette Goodrich and Max Darrow continue our coverage from Las Vegas.
And here we are in Las Vegas. You can see the water show at the Bellagio right behind me. You know, we came here for preseason, and I got to meet some Niners fans who actually live in Las Vegas, and they predicted I would be back here interviewing them again because their Niners would be going to the Super Bowl. And guess what? They were right.
Oh, where are the 49ers going? To the Super Bowl!
We first met this group August 2023 preseason. They called themselves the North Vegas Faithfuls. And listen to this prediction. Let's jump the gun, shall we? Yeah. You're in Vegas, Super Bowl headquarters. How great would that be to have your Niners?
That's fantastic. We're very stoked. We can't wait.
Do you see it happening?
Yes.
So here I am right outside Joey's Tavern during Super Bowl 58. That same group of 49er faithfuls who were inside during preseason told me we'd be back here. And they were right. Let's go inside and talk to them. This bar was filled with Niners fans when the team played the Lions. They roared when the Niners won after quite a second-half comeback.
You told me I'd be back.
I did. I said, you're coming back. You need to come during the season or maybe at the end when it's Super Bowl time.
So you and I had a conversation preseason. What did you say to me?
I said that we're going to be here for the Super Bowl, and it would be fantastic.
How did you know?
Because we're Niner fans. We have faith in our team.
There you go. Yeah.
Right? Faithful!
And here they are today, ready to cheer them on for Super Bowl 58.
Where are the 49ers going? To the Super Bowl!
So certainly Joey's Tavern will be the place for Super Bowl 58 for that group. They say they can't wait. You know, Vegas may be the home of the Raiders, but it is certainly filled with fans who are faithful to the Niners. You know, case in point, there they are, the Chavez family. We met them back in August. Look how cute she is during the preseason. I bet she's grown. And how do we know that? Well, Max Darrow joins me now. And, well, okay, I got to visit them preseason, as you can see, but Max just revisited with the Chavez family. So how excited are they, and how big has their little one grown? That's how we can tell time flies.
They are unbelievably excited.
Right.
They are confident. And little Mia, she is the cutest thing ever.
Yes.
She's not a little bean anymore.
Okay.
She's a little human now. And they are just so excited for the 49ers, and they are not alone here in Vegas.
Chris Chavez and his family are in the process of moving into their new home in Las Vegas. There is a lot of unpacking to do, but the essential red and gold items are all accessible.
Trying to decide, it'll probably go into our lofts.
Chris has been a faithful fan since he was a kid.
Watching the Super Bowl in '94-'95 when we won against the Chargers. So that's my first official memory where it's like, oh my God, the 49ers.
He grew up in Bakersfield and says when it was time to pick a favorite team, it was the Rams or Raiders in LA or the Niners in the Bay.
I'm very happy with my pick. We've won some Super Bowls.
His wife, Erin, has embraced his love for the 49ers.
Just feeding off of his energy and the other faithful that are here in town, it definitely is starting to become more than a game to me, too.
And she's become quite a fan herself.
I'm proud to call myself a Niners fan.
And their beautiful daughter, Mia, who's almost 2,
Niners!
is learning what it's like to be a part of the faithful.
For as long as she's been alive, she's watched 49ers games with us on TV, so she has her little toys here. She has Debo and George.
And we think she has a favorite player.
Debo!
And maybe she's learned a thing or two from watching Nick Bosa play defense.
Fist bump.
It really is a 49ers family affair.
Yes, you are.
Even their dog, Snow, a.k.a. Mr. Man, rocks a Niners jersey.
This is his game day fit.
Being 49ers fans who live in Vegas, the home of Super Bowl 58, I wondered if they'd find a way to get to the game.
I'm not willing to take a mortgage out on my new house, so unfortunately, I'll be watching it from home, but I will enjoy it just the same.
Chris is looking forward to seeing Brock Purdy shine. He's been impressed from the get-go.
And the fact that a guy can be Mr. Irrelevant, make the roster, take us to the NFC Championship only to get injured, and then take us right back to the Super Bowl the next year is just incredible. To all the Brock Purdy haters, bang, bang, Niner gang.
The countdown continues, but this faithful family is feeling pretty good about the 49ers.
Debo. Debo.
I love that. For the record, I think I heard her say Debo. Is that right?
We did hear her say Debo. We cannot confirm 100%. It was about
Right.
a 95% Debo.
Yeah.
How special would it be for that family, for the Niners to win their Super Bowl the first time in Vegas?
Oh, my goodness.
They just bought a new house. They're just
Yes.
such a wonderful family.
They are. I'm so glad you got to go back and profile them again. And remember, we are your home for Super Bowl 58. Catch the game Sunday right here on KPIX and streaming on Paramount Plus.
And coming up, there are dedicated fans, and then there are fans willing to prove their dedication for the rest of their lives. We take you to a Vegas tattoo shop owner prepping for the kind of souvenir you can't take back.
I would like to see the headlines that the national press picks up on and say, look, there's another side to the Bay Area.
We take those headlines a little step further to sort of connect all these wonderful communities here.
Really embracing the positivity and hopefully spreading it.
The Bay Area is full of some amazing, innovative change makers.
People that are out there making a difference.
In fact, I feel privileged that I get to share those stories.
Wake up with the Morning Edition, weekdays on KPIX.
Well, the Climate Prediction Center is showing wetter than normal conditions in the next 8 to 14 days here in the Bay Area and widespread throughout the state of California. And this is after 2 back-to-back atmospheric river events that we just experienced. Now, heading into our forecast tomorrow, we already see our first taste of showers. We see more rain rolling in tomorrow into those early morning hours, lasting into the afternoon. Today alone, we can see just a little bit of drizzle, hit or miss throughout the bay, but really the rain starts to ramp up more tomorrow. We'll see about 1/4 inch of rainfall throughout the Bay Area as we head into those afternoon hours around lunchtime, and then it's game on with just scattered showers throughout the evening hours tomorrow night. Then it clears up as we head into the weekend, and we'll have more on that coming up.
They say what happens in Vegas is supposed to stay in Vegas, but there are a few things you can bring home that you can't take back. And that includes the kind of ink that doesn't rub off. Our Kelsey Thorne introduces us to a Vegas tattoo shop owner who is one of the faithful.
Robert Gonzalez Tattoo Shop, Coolsville Tattoo, is a Las Vegas institution. It's been around since the 80s and now has multiple locations. But before all of this, Robert actually got his start in the Bay Area.
Everybody I knew tattooed, or their parents did when I was growing up, and just kind of came kind of natural.
Robert was born and raised in San Jose. His first tattoo shop was actually in his hometown.
On San Marcos, down from Piquillon.
Robert says back then, tattoo artists barely made a living, so he packed up and moved to Vegas.
Vegas is Vegas. I mean, it's the entertainment capital of the world. Everybody comes here and everybody wants to get tattooed.
Vegas has been great for Robert's business, but he says even all these years later, he still has a strong connection to the Bay and, more importantly, the 49ers.
I was born in 1961. I started watching probably when about 71, 72. I've been watching football and I've been watching the Niners forever.
So this last week, when the Niners sealed their ticket to Las Vegas's first ever Super Bowl, Robert was ecstatic.
This is like the best thing since sliced bread. I mean, it's great. You know what I mean? I live here. I've lived here. All my kids are born and raised here. It's a big what to do for my whole family.
To celebrate, Robert says his shops will be offering all sorts of Super Bowl-themed tattoo designs. And he's already getting hundreds of calls from excited customers.
They want San Francisco, of course, our 49ers. Some of them even go, can you get one that just says like a heart with Swiftie for Taylor Swift? I'm like, I guess we can do that.
Robert says so far no one has gotten a Super Bowl prediction tattoo, but he's expecting a lot of them later on this week. He did, however, make a little bet with his wife. If the Niners win, he's going to get his first Niners tattoo. If the Chiefs win, she'll get a Chiefs tattoo. What about a Taylor Swift-themed tattoo? That's one we'll have to see.
All right, I'll get the Chief one with the heart thing. This one.
That one?
And you're getting, you have to get this one.
I want to see if that actually happens. Well, again, KPIX is your home for all things Super Bowl 58. We have multiple reporters on the ground in Vegas, including our morning team, Julia Goodrich, and our sports team, Burton Glenn and Matt Lively. Live reports continue this evening at 5 p.m. Well, thank you so much for streaming CBS News Bay Area. I'm Elizabeth Cook. We're right back with your First Alert forecast and a look at your top stories. I'm Elizabeth Cook, and this is The Minute. The atmospheric river that hit the state is now blamed for at least 3 deaths. Authorities say they were killed by trees that toppled over in Boulder Creek and Sacramento. Tens of thousands of PG&E customers across the Bay Area are still without power. And the state is sending